Hmm. नमो अरिहन्ताणं नमो सिद्धाणं नमो आयर्याणं नमो उवचायाणं नमो लोये सवसाहु। जय जिनेन्द्र सभी को। Oh my God.
Sorry, Prabhuji, I meant third Dhala. Sorry, not Chand.
Third Dhala, yeah,
Third Dhala,
yeah,
first Chand.
that's what I thought. Yeah, exactly. Because
I'll
we
rename it.
finished all the
I'll,
great
I'll,
Mithyatva and all.
Okay, that's fine. Just rename it.
yeah, I'll rename it.
Yeah, I know we are quite ahead of the other class. So, okay, good. So we did the summary and everything of this one. Oh, there wasn't much
Correct.
of a summary. Okay, good, good. All right, then we'll start with the third dhal. Mm, all right, 1 second here. Okay, so let's revise. What was this chapter about? The dhal 2 is about.
First, the misconception about the Tattva.
Mhm,
Right. It started off with that, and then we read about Agrahit Mithyatva.
mhm.
Then what did we do? Yeah, Agrahit Mithyatva, and when we looked at uh, everything, Agrahit Mithya Charitra as well, then
So we
Grahit Mithya
started
Charitra.
with that there are three reasons why we have been going around in the four gatis: mithya darshan, mithya gyan, and mithya charitra. Then in mithya darshan, it said, okay, you may have correct understanding of certain things, but if you don't have correct understanding of prayojan bhut, which means purposeful, what you need for moksha, that wrong misunderstanding, opposite understanding, and all that. Then within Mithya Darshan, we studied Grahit, Agrahit, uh, and types, and then we had Mithya Gyan. It's different why how we are have misunderstood the knowledge, and then the Charitra. So,
Correct.
so
And we did the Kudev, Kuguru, and Kudharma.
right, right. So we first understood that all gatis have dukh. Then we understood why we are roaming around in the gatis, the reasons for that. And hopefully, then now they will tell us how to get out of it. So, so now we know what the problem is. We have the reason why it happened. Diagnosis is done. And now they will tell us where is the true happiness and how to get it. So let's start with Tisri Dhal. Or even I wish I knew all this. So every Dhal is sung in a different tune, as you can see.
Correct.
This Tisri Dhal is Narendra Chand Jogi Rasa. I used to think, I know, actually, now we might be able to search how to sing this Jogi Rasa thing, okay? So, Atmhit hai sukh. Even I don't know how to sing, and today my throat is scratchy. So, somebody start this.
I can start.
Okay.
Okay. Third Dal, the path to liberation from absolute and convention point of view, the nature of right faith and its importance. Stanza 1. Liberation and path to liberation. Moksh or Moksh Marg. Narendra Chand, Jogi Rasa Chand. आत्म को है हित है सुख सो सुख आकुलता बिनु कहिए आकुलता शिव माही न ताते शिव मग लागो चाहिए सम्यक दर्शन ज्ञान चरण शिव मग सोस दो विद विचारो जो सत्यारथ रूप सु निश्चय कारण सो व्यवहारो.
So they're saying, what is the true sukh? Whatever is beneficial
Atma
to
kahit.
that Atma, right? And how are they describing this true sukh? Without akulta, right? And which, how do you get it? Samyak Gyan Darshan and Charitra. Okay, let's read the meaning now.
Yep. Atam ko hit, spiritual well-being of the soul. Hai is sukh, spiritual bliss. So sukh, that spiritual bliss. Akulta binu, free from perplexity. Kahiye, understand. Akulta, perplexity. Shiv Mahain, not in the liberation. Tate, therefore, Shiv Mag, path of liberation. Lagu chahiye, must follow. Samyak darshan, gyan charan, right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. So, thereof, Shiv Mag, the path of liberation. Duvit, two kinds. Vicharo, to think. Jo, that. Satyartha Roop, actual or internal path. Sunishchay, from absolute point of view. Karan, so, cause to attain. Vyavharo, conventional point of view. Absolute right conduct is associated with absolute right faith and knowledge. The soul with absolute right faith has subjective articulate knowledge, bhav, shuddha gyan. The absolute and conventional point of views form part of this subjective articulate knowledge. Therefore, the person with wrong faith cannot have any partial point of view, naya. The partial point of view naya is always dependent sapeksha. If the conventional point of view is believed to be present before the absolute point of view, then it becomes one without any dependence, nirpeksha. This is not possible. The conventional point of view must be associated with the absolute point of view. As mentioned above, these partial points of view, absolute and conventional point of views, occur in the right faith stage onwards. In the ignorant stage, there are no partial point of views, and it can only be the fallacy of absolute and conventional point of views, Nishchay Abhas and Vyavhar Abhas. Initially, the soul has thoughts about the nature of the nine reals, as mentioned by the omniscient Lord, has full faith in the omniscient Lord, the scriptures and the enlightened teachers, and also has milder form of passions in the form of auspicious activities. With this background and with his own personal efforts, now he obtains right faith, right knowledge, and right conduct. At this time of obtaining absolute form of triple gems, the previous activities are known as conventional form of reasons, Vyavhar Karan, Paramatma Prakash, Paramatma Prakash, commentary on chapter 2, stanza number 14. Also, when the soul is in the stage of the absolute right faith, then there are associated auspicious activities and other instrumental causes present, and they are known as the conventional path to liberation. It is important to know that only the absolute path is the real reason for liberation and not the conventional path. The pure soul is full of happiness, and that is why the real happiness derives from taking support of this pure soul. The happiness does not occur with the support of any instrumental causes or any conventional forms. The path to liberation is unity of the absolute right faith, knowledge, and conduct. Pravachan Sar, stanza 82, 199, Moksh Marg Prakashak. The path to liberation is only one, and that is in the form of absolute way. There is only one path to liberation. This is in its absolute form. The scriptures describe both the absolute form and the conventional form, the latter of which is used as a formality, upachar. And although it is always associated with the absolute form, it is not the true path. The true path to liberation is one and only the absolute form of liberation. Should I read the Hindi one?
Okay, no, we can, otherwise let me first explain.
Sure.
So they're explaining in detail the Samyak Darshan, Samyak Charitra, and Samyak. So this absolute means some people use the word absolute, some will use the word real. Okay. Just yesterday, in my other class, somebody was asking, so it's actually complete truth. See, when we speak, we can only speak partial truth, right? Because we can only, when you communicate, you can only communicate one angle of the complete truth. But Samyak Darshan is understanding all facets of what the Atma is like or what other things are. Or Samyak Gyan is the right knowledge that is needed to be with your soul, right? So they're saying that सम्यक चारित्र निश्चय सम्यक दर्शन ज्ञान पूर्वक ही होता है. And we have studied that in when you get Samyak Darshan in the fourth Gunasthan, you also, what did we learn related to Samyak Charitra? Who can tell me?
Avirat.
Vrat. Yeah, Avirat.
Ha. Right, Avirat Samyak Darshan. But in terms of Samyak Charitra, what happens?
We start taking vows.
Anantanubandhi Krodhaman Maya Lob.
That's the one, right? So the Krodman Maya Lob is the part of the Charitra. So even though you say you only got Samyak Darshan, but that Anantanubandhi also goes. So you also get partial Samyak Charitra with Samyak Darshan.
Yeah.
Okay. So that is what it is meant here, that Samyak Charitra Nishchay Samyak Darshan Gyan Purvak hi hota hai. Two ways to look at it. Samyak Darshan, even when it happens first time, there's partial Samyak Charitra. And Samyak Charitra, which means when you take vow of Muni Dasha, right? Complete Virati. That can only happen with Nishchay Samyak Darshan, which means without actual Atma experience, it is not a true Munipana, not a true Samyak Charitra. Okay. So, and with that only you also get Samyak Bhav Shuddha Gyan. और निश्चय तथा निश्चय नय ये दोनों सम्यक शुद्ध ज्ञान के अव्यय अंश है. So now Shuddha Gyan is what we have right now. We don't have Keval Gyan, right? Shuddha Gyan has its own limitations. So they're saying that निश्चय नय तथा निश्चय नय ये दोनों सम्यक शुद्ध ज्ञान के अंश हैं. इसलिए मिथ्या दृष्टि को निश्चय और व्यवहार नय का नय हो ही नहीं सकते, इसलिए व्यवहार प्रथम होता है और फिर निश्चय बाद में प्रकट होता है. So what that means is that Nishchay Nay means absolutely you understand all facets, which doesn't happen until you experience the soul. So what they're saying is that first you have Vyavhar Nay, which means you learn 7 tattvas, all the details, and first you understand the truth in like, what do you call, without the experience. So it's like in order, you cannot know the complete. Once you experience, only then it becomes real Vyavhar also. Now, I'll read this in Hindi just so we get a little better understanding. तथा नए निरपेक्ष नहीं होते. निश्चय सम्यक दर्शन प्रकट होने से पूर्व यदि व्यवहार नय हो तो निश्चय नय की अपेक्षा रहित निरपेक्ष नय हुआ. So basically they're saying that Nay will always have apeksha. I mean, we didn't do much detail of Nay, but we did learn a little bit, right, of Vyavhar Nay and Nishchay Nay. और यदि पहले अकेला व्यवहार नय हो तो अज्ञान दशा में सम्यक नय मानना पड़ेगा. So what they're saying is कि first you will understand with vyavhar nay, and that one aspect that you will understand will be considered as samyak nay. But nirpeksha naya, that there he's taken this line from Atma Mimamsa. So they're saying अज्ञान दशा में किसी जीव को व्यवहार नय नहीं हो सकता क्योंकि व्यवहाराभास अथवा निश्चयाभास रूप मिथ्या नय हो सकता है. Okay, so what that means is, if you remember, I tell you this elephant example. So if, oh, by the way, Amitji, your camera is tilted or something. We can only see your glasses. Okay, so if when I let's say you take the elephant example, okay, who will have Nishchay Nay or Vyavhar Nay in that example? What is
Everybody has everybody has both the nays, right? Because they are partial.
No, no, no. So here is how it goes. Okay. So if a blind man says that this leg, blind man touches the leg of the elephant, what is he going to say? The elephant is like a column.
It's relative awareness. It is correct.
If a person who has seen the elephant, what will he say? The elephant's leg is like a column. So the vyavhar that you're explaining, the vyavhar of explaining the elephant, even that only the person who has seen it all can have. The person who doesn't know it all cannot even have vyavhar, because he won't even be able to speak that one aspect correctly.
Yeah.
Right?
Yes.
And that is why we get this knowledge from Keval Jnani, who has seen it all. Only they can tell us that even the one aspect of the truth correctly.
Understood. Yes.
So I think Jnani can be the only one who can even do a conventional viewpoint.
Right.
The ignorant person would not be able to do
Not
even
have
that,
a
right?
correct conventional viewpoint, right?
Correct. Yep.
So let's say even in the other examples that we talk about, in India, right, we say father's friend, kaka, right? So for who it is vyavhar?
One who understands the relation.
Who knows the true relation, right? He
Correct.
knows that he's not my real kaka, he's my father's friend, but I'm just calling him kaka for vyavhar.
Correct.
Who doesn't know, for him it is, right?
Yeah, he doesn't understand anything.
No vyavhar, even he doesn't understand anything.
Correct.
Did everybody get that point, Dinesh and Nidhi? Okay. So basically it proves the point that this knowledge should come from someone who has experience and knows the complete truth.
Prabhaji, why is this line? I didn't understand this line, right? Where it starts with, if the conventional point of view is believed to be present before the absolute point of view, then it becomes one without any dependence, nirpeksha. This is not possible. But didn't we just say that the conventional viewpoint is generally before the absolute viewpoint? For a jnani person, I'm saying, not about ignorant. I understand the previous point that you made. I'm saying for a jnani person.
Like right now, what are we doing? Right? What we are understanding, all this is vyavhar, right? In that sense, yes. But
then why is it this is not possible?
Because in reality, it is what I just said. So right now we have vyavhar abhas.
Mhm.
because it's somebody else's knowledge that we are understanding. When it is our own, when we experience, then the same thing will become real vyavhar and real nishchay.
So then this is possible should be the right word, no? Like the conventional point of view should be,
Okay, no,
we will
logically
know.
think about it. We just said only person who has the nishchay can also have the vyavhar nay. First, you have to know the complete elephant, be able to see it, to be able to talk about it. Correct.
Right.
Okay. So that is the true nishchay and vyavhar nay. Now, you teach a blind man that, okay, listen, you don't know, but I am telling you because I have seen it, that this elephant's leg, only the leg is like a column. And he repeats. So does he have vyavhar nay?
Avas, yeah. Vyavhar
Hmm.
avas.
Right. And that is who we are in that sense.
Got it. Okay.
So we have vyavhara bhas. Then as soon as we get the experience, we get the complete truth, our own. Right now we are understanding Bhagwan's truth. Who has experienced, who has known.
Hmm.
That's why I keep always saying, make it your own, make it your own. Right? So now the third point, जीव निज ज्ञान स्वभाव के आश्रय द्वारा, which is निश्चय रत्नत्रय मोक्ष मार्ग प्रकट करे, तब सर्वज्ञ कथित सप्त तत्व सच. So when the person experiences his own soul, then he is experience the sapta tattva that the omniscient said. सच्चे देवगुरु शास्त्र की श्रद्धा संबंधी राग मिश्रित विचार तथा मंद कषाय शुभ भाव जो कि उस जीव को पूर्व काल में था, उसे भूत निगम नय से व्यवहार कारण कहा जाता है. So if he gets the Samyak Darshan, remembering the previous knowledge, that is called Vyavhar Nay, Vyavhar reason, how he got it. But Sarvagya Kathit Sapt Sache Dev Guru. So he will get, then it will be called that he has the true understanding of Sat Tattva and real Sache Dev Guru, Shastra ka Shraddha. But in the fourth Gunstan, it is still Rag Mishrit. That means it's not complete Charitra. And then when same person gets Nishchay Samyak Darshan, he will have Shubh Rag in Nishchay Samyak Darshan की भूमिका. और निमित्त किस प्रकार के होते हैं उसका सहचरपना बतलाने के लिए वर्तमान शुभ राग को व्यवहार मोक्ष मार्ग कहा है. So what they're saying is to show that, so if somebody actually has Samyak Darshan, right? And then whatever activities he does, whatever remember we learned all those Pratima and all, right? That Pratima only applies to fifth Gunsthan. And so once somebody's Samyak Darshan, what will you see outwardly? That description is called Vyavhar Nay. So ऐसा कहने का कारण यह है कि उससे भिन्न प्रकार के विरुद्ध निमित्त उस दशा में किसी को हो नहीं सकते. इस प्रकार निमित्त व्यवहार होता है, तथापि ये यथार्थ कारण नहीं है. So getting a nimitt can be vyavhar. So basically he's trying to, in this case, trying to make you understand the proper understanding of Samyak Darshan, Samyak Gyan, and Samyak Charitra. Excuse me, I'm having a little trouble speaking today. Seems like I'm starting some things. Okay. सो आत्मा स्वयं ही सुख रूप है, इसलिए आत्मा के आश्रय से ही सुख प्रकट होता है, किंतु किसी निमित्त या व्यवहार के आश्रय से सुख प्रकट नहीं होता है. सो व्हाट दे आर सेइंग इज कि when you experience the Atma, okay, even though it will start with Shrut Gyan and thinking about Nav Tattva, Bara Bhavna, all these things, which we call it Vyavhar, but that experience will only happen with the support of its own, the Atma. All the other things will be Nimit, but when it jumps from leaving all these into the experience, that will be the true happiness. Are you guys understanding or still confused?
Understood.
Little bit.
I know it's a bit and that's why I'm not even reading Hindi. Is even more complicated to read. I think that's why I'm not completely reading it. But anyway, you'll get it though. Basically,
Yeah,
they're trying to explain this complicated thing, which is a little bit too early for you guys, premature right now. When you get more into the Nishchay Vyavhar details and further, it'll be a lot easier to understand. So I think for this level, this is a little bit too much detail. That's why it's getting confusing. Then they're talking about, so what basically what they're saying is that to get the sukh, you will have to have real samyak darshan, samyak charitra, and samyak gyan. And then they're trying to explain the details of the three.
Hmm.
Now, in explaining that, they are trying to clarify, and in a way, it's important to clarify because what has happened is, except some of, I mean, these granths explain it, but in actually, you notice that only the Vyavhar Lakshan get popular. Nobody talks about this Nishchay point of view, and which has caused a lot of misunderstanding or how do I say?
And it's more like you need to rely on Vyavhara to get Nischay, like that misunderstanding.
Right, no. Most परंपराज में व्यवहार वाले लक्षण है वो दिख गए तो उसको बोलते ही सम्यक दर्शन हो गया, सम्यक दृष्टि हो. तो they are clarifying so you don't make that mistake. So now they're saying moksha marg is only one, which is nischay samyak darshan gyan charitra ki ekta roop. Okay, but when you explain, it is called vyavhar samay darshan, but it's not like there are two moksha marg. So they're trying to clarify this nischay and vyavhar concept in its proper, so you understand it correctly. Even though later on in the books we will read vyavhar se aisa, nischay se aisa, all those things. But first you should have the correct understanding of what is nischay and what is vyavhar. Don't think that there are two ways, two paths. That's what they're trying to get at. So path is only one, which is nischay, samyak darshan, but when it is explained, it is called vyavhar samyak darshan. Or that activity is nimit in the nischay samyak darshan. So basically, whatever the Muniraj ke lakshan, right? So because they are following one-time eating or whatever we read in the Muni ke lakshan, that is not what makes them Muni. What makes them Muni is the true Samyak Darshan, and then outwardly those characteristics will be seen. So we want to make sure that our understanding is correct. So because in general, the people will say, व्यवहार समय दर्शन है, व्यवहार से तो ऐसे बोलते हैं. अरे भाई, व्यवहार उसी को होता है जिसको निश्चय है. But even now, even we will use this because even though we don't have सम्यक darshan, we will say व्यवहार से ऐसा कहा जाता है. व्यवहार will be used, but we will not be misled if if our understanding is correct from the beginning. Okay. Now, Bahubali ji, read the next chant.
Okay.
Amit ji, if you want, you can call Dinesh Burarji in case the time is.
Yeah, let me see. Yeah,
Okay.
I think he replied. He was chatting, I think so. Okay, let me try.
Okay, go ahead, start.
Okay. The nature of right faith, knowledge, and conduct from absolute point of view, Nishchay Samyak Darshan. परद्रव्यन तय भिन्न आप में रुचि सम्यक्त्व भला है. आप रूप को ज्ञानपण सो सम्यक ज्ञान कला है. आप रूप में लीन रहे तिर सम्यक चारित्र सोई. अब व्यवहार मोख मग सुनिए हेतु नियत को होई. परद्रव्यनते from other substances, भिन्न, different, आप में, in one's soul, ruchi, to have a belief, सम्यक भला है, is the right faith, अपरूप को, in one's own self, janapanan, so know the real nature, सम्यक ज्ञान, right knowledge, कला है, is the art, अपरूप में, in the nature of soul, लीन रहतिर, to remain fully and firmly engrossed, सम्यक चारित्र, right conduct, सोई, that is, अब, now, व्यवहार मोक्ष मग, path of salvation from practical point of view, सुनिए, listen, हेतु, cause, नियत, real point of view, काव, होई, ease of. The absolute form of right faith means to have unbroken faith in the true nature of the pure soul, to understand and to know that this pure soul is forever separate from all alien substances of the universe is known as the right knowledge in the absolute form. When one gives up the interest in all alien substances of the universe and becomes engrossed in the true nature of this pure soul, then it is known as the right conduct in the absolute way. The description of the conventional form of liberation will be given from stanza number 3 to 10. When the person is on the path of liberation from absolute form, then it is essential to know about the nature of the conventional path to liberation. Read Hindi?
Yeah, let's read Hindi. It's kind of...
Okay. So, let me go to that.
पर पदार्थों से त्रिका. Do you have it open?
Oh.
Otherwise, I'll read
Yeah,
it.
yeah, I just opened it. Looks like
Okay.
it went. So. Okay, just give me a minute.
It's okay. While you're opening, I'll read. पर पदार्थों से त्रिकाल भिन्न ऐसे निज आत्मा. So that is the explanation of the atma, that it is separate from everything other than atma. Ki atal pratiti, that means the very, very correct conviction of that is Nishchay Samyak Darshan. But here I would like to add basically that I am somebody different from everything else with experience is Nishchay Samyak Darshan. आत्मा को पर वस्तुओं से भिन्न जानना, मतलब उसको ज्ञान करना, उसे निश्चय सम्यक ज्ञान कहा है. और तथा पर द्रव्यों का आलंबन छोड़कर आत्म स्वरूप में एकाग्रता से मग्न होना, वो निश्चय सम्यक. नाउ व्हेन दे से पर द्रव्य, दे आल्सो मीन mind, rag, all that is also par Paramatma. So it is to that extent, right? पर आलंबन छोड़कर आत्म स्वरूप में एकाग्रता से मग्न होना, वो निश्चय सम्यक चारित्र है, यथार्थ आचरण कहलाता है। अब आगे व्यवहार मोक्ष मार्ग का कथन करते हैं, क्योंकि जब निश्चय मोक्ष मार्ग हो तब व्यवहार मोक्ष मार्ग निमित्त रूप में कैसे होता है वो जानना चाहिए। Has he added more in English? Because I know I heard something about from there
Yeah,
is
it is more in English little bit.
नहीं, it's not more, it is just here it is अब आगे व्यवहार मोक्ष मार्ग का कथन करते हैं. There they have said that the stanza 3 to 10 talks about the
okay,
conventional
that's
form of
fine, no
liberation.
problem.
The stanza number 3 to 10 is the additional piece of
Is there
information
is
in English.
he's
That's
just
it.
given the information that you will
Correct.
read about Vyavhar in from stanza 3 to whatever. Okay, no problem.
Yep.
Okay. All right, let's go on to the next one.
Okay.
So Vyavhar Samyaktva Samyak Darshan ka swar.
So,
Because we will only read about the Vyavhar, right? Because Nishchay is something to experience. As soon as you talk about it, it is Vyavhar.
okay, so the stanza 3 I should be reading, correct? Stanza
Yes.
3.
Jiva
Okay.
Jeev Tattvaru Ashram.
Nature of the right faith from the conventional point of view. Is that I'm supposed to read?
Yes.
Okay,
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
The nature of the right faith from the conventional point of view, Vyavahara Samyak Darshan. Jiva Ajiva Tattva Aru Astrav Bandaru Samvar Jano Nirjar Mokha Kahe Jinatinko Jo Sau Saradano Hai Soi Samakita Vyavahari Ab in Rupa Bakano Tinaku Suni
तुन सामान्य विशेषण
Tinaku Suni Samanya Visheshai Dhida Pratiti Ur Ano Jiva Ajiv Tattva, soul and non-soul elements, Aru Asrav and inflow of karma, Bandharu and bondage of karma, Samvara, stoppage of karma, Jano, to know, Nirjar, shedding of karma, Mokha, liberation from karma, Kahe Jina, Timko, Jo Kao Sauno, Saradhano. To keep faith in all these are preached by omniscient lords. Hey, so only that is Samikita Vyavahar, a right believer from conventional point of view. Ab in Rupa Bakano, now being described, Tinakon Suni, listen to them. Samanya, general, Visheshai, particular aspect, Ditta, form, Pratiti, faith, Urano, keep in heart. In this stanza, there is a description of right faith from the conventional point of view, which is associated with the right faith from the absolute point of view. They both have a concomitant relationship, Avinabhavi Sambandh. When there is absolute right faith, then the conventional right faith is present in the form of associative reflective thoughts, Vikalpa Jnana, of the seven reals. This faith is associated with mild passions. In Tattvartha Sutra, it says that Tattvartha Shraddhanam Samyak Darshanam, chapter number 1, stanza number 2. It means that the faith in the seven reals is the right faith. This faith in the seven reals is from a division perspective, Vedarup. Therefore, it is associated with affection, raga. That is why it is the right faith from conventional point of view. In this stanza, the author wants to convey the meaning of conventional right faith, which is associated with the right faith from an absolute point of view. One has to have right faith in the living, non-living, inflow of karma, bondage of karma, stoppage of karma, shedding of karma, and the liberation in general, samanya, as well as from detailed vishesha aspects, as described by the omniscient lords.
Okay, I think that again is extra as compared to the Hindi book, but that is okay.
You can read the Hindi?
Yeah, we can. Let's read it in anyways.
यह निश्चय सम्यक दर्शन के साथ होने वाले व्यवहार सम्यक दर्शन का वर्णन है। जिसे निश्चय सम्यक दर्शन न हो उसे व्यवहार सम्यक दर्शन भी नहीं हो सकता। निश्चय श्रद्धा पूर्वक 7 तत्वों की विकल्प राग सहित श्रद्धा को व्यवहार सम्यक दर्शन कहा जाता है। यह 7 तत्वों की श्रद्धा भेद रूप है, राग सहित है, इसलिए वह व्यवहार सम्यक दर्शन है। निश्चय मोक्ष मार्ग में कैसा निमित्त होता है, यह बतलाने के लिए तीसरा छंद कहा है, किंतु इसका यह अर्थ कदापि नहीं है कि निश्चय सम्यकत्व के बिना किसी को व्यवहार सम्यकत्व हो सकता है।
Yes.
निज जीव तत्व का स्वरूप।
That's that, right? That you cannot have Vyavhar without the Nishchay Samyak Darshan. They go hand in hand. If you have Nishchay Darshan, Nishchay Samyak Darshan, you will see basically that person will have the true understanding of Jeev and Ajeev and all the Sat Tattva and everything. So, which is called Vyavhar Samyak Darshan. So, even though in Tattvarth Sutra it says that Tattvartha Shraddhanam Samyak Darshanam. Understanding of Tattva is Samyak Darshan, right? But that is said with Vyavhar point of view. So, did you finish reading the all of Hindi?
Yes.
Okay. So basically, when we say, in Vyavhar, it will say that true Shraddha Sat Sapta Samyak Darshan, right? इसलिए but then they say राग सहित है, इसलिए वो व्यवहार सम्यक दर्शन है। निश्चय मोक्ष मार्ग में कैसा निमित्त होता है वो बतलाने के लिए यहाँ तीसरा पद कहा है, किंतु इसका ऐसा अर्थ नहीं है कि निश्चय समित्व बिना व्यवहार समित्व हो सकता है। बेसिकली सेम रेपिटेशन दैट don't misunderstand that the व्यवहार समय दर्शन is the only समय दर्शन. It has to follow space.
Yeah. But what I like, Prabhaji, here is they've mentioned this very well, right? Saying that it's a conventional Samyak Darshan because it is also associated with the rag, right? Having the faith of the tattva is also a rag, right? That is why it should also be labeled as a conventional, because in absolute there shouldn't be any rag, right? So a good way to differentiate it also.
Yes. But see, the way it is written, not everybody will catch it in that
Correct.
way. So yeah, very good.
Yeah, you have to read this n number of times, then only you get
Oh,
it. It is not simple reading.
Not
It's
that
not
simple
straight
reading.
reading. Correct.
And there's a lot in it. See, that is why even though it's such a small book, but it has see, actually तो क्या है कि you understand any of these thoroughly and have the conviction is enough to get Samyak Darshan. But why we have to study so many times, so many different ways, is because we don't get the Shraddha quickly.
Correct.
Otherwise, so even one Granth is enough to understand the true, Jainism and get Samyak Darshan.
Yeah, understanding of the philosophy is straightforward, but to have that trust, right, or Shraddha is yeah, correct. It takes time.
Really understand the fine details, fine lines, and that's till your questions are complete. Because otherwise you keep doubting, okay, is it like this? Then what this situation, what that situation? And that is why it is important to have the complete understanding. Dinesh, are you available to read now? Okay, go ahead.
I don't have the Hindi, but I can read the English book. Stanza 4. Stanza 4, types of living beings, the wrong believer and the best right believer. Bahiratma or Uttam Antaratma. Bahiratam Antaratam Paramatam Jeev Tridha hai. Deh Jeev Kun ek gine, ek gin. Baharatam Tattva Mudha hai. Uttam Madhya जघन्य त्रिविधि के अंतरात्मा ज्ञानी द्विविध संग बिनु शुद्ध उपयोगी मुनि उत्तम निज ध्यानी. So Bahiratam is outer self, Antaratam inner self, Paramatam transcendental self, Jeev is the soul, Tridha hai, three kinds, Deha, body, Jeev, soul, Ku ek kine, consider one and the same, Bahiratam, wrong believer, Tattva mudha hai, does not know the reality, Uttam, the best, Madhya, medium, Jaganya, lowest, Travidike, of three kinds, Antar Attam Gyani, wise right believer, Dvividha Sang, two types of possessions, Binu, devoid of, Suddha Upayogi, passionless state beyond attachment, Muni, ascetic, Uttam Nija Dhyani, best ascetics who are engrossed in self-meditation. So living beings are described in three ways. Outer self, so those who are basically in their outer self all the time, Bahiratma. Inner self, those who are Antaratma, who are in various stages of Antaratma. And we've covered this in the past, like different stages of that. And then transcendental self, Paramatma. The one who believes that the body and the soul are one is known as the outer self, Bahiratma. He does not understand the true nature of reality, Tattva. He is also known as a non-discriminative, aviveki, or wrong believer. The one who with his discriminative knowledge believes the soul and the body to be separate is known to be the inner self, Antaratma. He is also known as the right believer. The inner self is of three types, the highest, medium, and lower one. The highest kind of inner self is devoid of internal and external possessions and is in the 7th to 12th spiritual stage of development. This type of naked ascetic is with pure consciousness of serenity, Shuddha Upayog, and is engrossed in self-meditation, Atma Dhyan. So pretty straightforward, I think, this one.
Straightforward. Yeah, this is something we've already studied, so it's easy to understand. And we know what category we are in.
If we're lucky, we're the lowest category of Antaratma.
Yeah.
But probably more like Baharatma. That's me anyways.
Okay, we are starting to be Antaratma, right? Or at least believe that. Right. So, okay, very nice. So since this is pretty much understood, let's move on to the next one. Jeev ke bhed, upabhed.
Okay, so stanza 5. The medium and lower inner self souls and the transcendental self, Madhyam or Jaganya, Antaratma Tatha Paramatma. I'm gonna try to read the Devanagari, so just bear with me.
And why we are always one off?
Why we're one off?
Oh, no. In the
Yeah,
Hindi,
that's always.
no, I know, but no. This time we are not. In the Hindi, they have
Right.
mixed. They have called 5 number 4 again somehow. I think, at least in my book, getting confused here.
No, in Hindi PDF, it is 5 only.
Yeah.
500.
The PDF is 5 in my book. It's a misprint. It's 4. It's okay. Go ahead.
Okay. Madhyam Antar Atam He Je Deshavrati Agari
Anugari.
Jaganya Kahe Avirat Samadhishti.
Samadrashti, yes.
Tinau, I'm just trying to read the Devanagari. Tinau Shivam Kachari.
Okay.
Sakala Nikala Paramatam Dvai Vidhi. तीन में घाती निवारी सो अरहंत सकल परमात्म लोकालोक निहारी.
Very good. Okay.
So we have here again, Madhyam is medium, Antaratam, inner self, Heje are those, Deshavrati with partial vows, Agari, ascetics in the sixth stage of spiritual development, Jaganya, lower, Kahe, tell, Avirat, Samadishti, right
Agar,
believer. Huh?
Annagari, is that, are you
Nay,
teaching
this is
Agari?
Avirat Samadishti, right believer with vowless conduct.
Okay.
That is the fourth Gunastan, fifth Gunastan, I think. Yeah. Tino, all the three, Shivamakachari, followers of the path of salvation, Sakal with body, Nikal without body, Paramatam, omniscient, Dvai Vidhi, two kinds, Tiname, in between them, Ghati, destructive karma, knowledge obscuring, perception obscuring, belief deluding, and obstructing karma. Nivari, destroyed. So Arahant, omniscient lords. Sakal Paramatam, omniscient with body. Lokalok, cosmic and transcosmic universe. Nihari, with perceiving power. What does that mean, Lokalok? Lok and that cosmic and transcosmic, what does that mean? Like Lok, so we say Teen Lok, right?
Basically, it is lok only. We are only concerned with lok. A lok is also very huge, which omniscience know.
So it's beyond the visible universe, let's say, or beyond. Yeah.
Correct.
For us, even the whole universe is only visible to Aryans. Right.
Right. So for us, we are like all we can perceive is no matter how high we go is the lok, right? Okay.
So only
The alok is where five substance does not exist.
right. But Aryant can still see it. Know
Yeah.
it.
Okay. So the medium inner self souls are those who have accepted the partial or complete vows. Those with partial vows are the householders at the fifth stage of spiritual development. And those with the acceptance of complete vows are the ascetics at the sixth spiritual stage of development. These householders and ascetics both have right faith from the absolute point of view. The householder at this stage has destroyed two categories of passions, and the ascetic has destroyed three categories of passions. The ascetic is also the practitioner of 28 primary virtues, mulgun. The lower inner self souls are those who have obtained the right faith and destroyed infinite bondage producing passions. These souls have not yet accepted any vows. The best medium and lower inner self souls are all on the path to liberation. So the lowest ones, like the Jaganya, they have at least destroyed the Anantanubandhi Kashai, but they still have a lot, but they have at least stopped that like infinite progression. Right? Yeah. The transcendental self is of two types, one with the body and one without the body. The omniscient lords are with the corporeal body and have destroyed all four destructive karma. The liberated souls are without body and have destroyed all 8 karmas. Both these souls have attained the power to know the cosmic and transcosmic universe completely from past, present, and future in the one smallest unit of time, samay. That's also fairly self-explanatory, I think.
Yes.
Yeah.
Are you done? That's it?
Yeah, I think that's all.
Looks like Hindi is a little more. So, but it's okay. I'll just read the last part in case there is more in Hindi. Otherwise, I think what you read in English is fine. We don't need to repeat. परमात्मा के दो प्रकार है, सकल और निकल. श्री अरियंत परमात्मा वे सकल शरीर सहित परमात्मा है, और सिद्ध परमात्मा वे निकल परमात्मा है. वे दोनों सर्वज्ञ होने से लोक और अलोक सहित सर्व पदार्थों का त्रिकालवर्ती संपूर्ण स्वरूप एक समय में युगपत एक साथ जानने देखने वाले. I thought you only read up to here. There is more here. सबके ज्ञाता दृष्टा है. इसलिए निश्चित होता है कि जिस प्रकार सर्वज्ञ का ज्ञान व्यवस्थित है, उसी प्रकार उनके ज्ञान के ज्ञेय सर्वद्रव्य छहों द्रव्यों की त्रैकालिक क्रमबद्ध पर्याय निश्चित व्यवस्थित है. कोई पर्याय, was any of this in English? I don't think so.
No, it was not there. And this is very important.
Yes, important. That's why he didn't translate this part. Okay. कोई पर्याय उल्टी सीधी अथवा अव्यवस्थित नहीं होती, ऐसा समय दृष्टि जीव मानता है. जिसकी ऐसी मान्यता निर्णय नहीं होती, उसे स्व पर पदार्थ का निश्चय न होने से शुभाशुभ विकार और परद्रव्य के साथ कर्ता बुद्धि एकता बुद्धि होती ही है, इसलिए वह जीव बहिरात्मा है. So this Krambad is a very difficult concept to digest.
Which one? Which concept?
Krambad Paryaya, that everything is predestined and it's just happening in order. Because the reason it is so is everybody wants to just do something, right? And then it doesn't, it's like, okay, why should we study then? It's already destined whether we are going to get or not, whether we're going to learn from or not. But it is also predestined that this is the Purusharth you will do. You will come to class, you will try to understand. So that when you don't have the proper understanding of Krambadha, all these confusions happen. And what they're saying is that true believer will also believe in Krambadha thoroughly, will not have doubts and no confusions about it.
I found one thing. Oh, sorry, go on.
Go ahead, because it makes logical sense. If Kevali is able to see all the future has to be nishchit, has to be distant. So I know it's a little
how does that, I know we haven't come to that yet, and it's a big concept, but we had few classes ago, we talked about Nikachit, and I forget the other one, like the Nidati Nikachit, right? In terms of the intensity of karma. So what can be modified, what cannot be modified, right? So I think
yeah.
So like Nikachit is the one that cannot be modified. It is so fixed, that karma, that you cannot do. But the Nidhati karma, if it can be modified, it will be interesting to know how that interfaces with the Kramabadha Paryaya.
Does anybody remember the difference between Nidhati and Nikachit? We read it in that Mokshmar Prakashak chapter 2.
Yeah, basically one can be modified, like it is not fixed. One is more fixed.
Nikachit is everything is fixed about it.
Right.
There was one minor thing that
that's
I can't remember right now. But yeah, so I'm sorry, what's your question, Dinesh?
The question was about something else. What were we talking about though?
No, I think Dinesh, you asked like if Nidhati Nikachit in their intensity.
Oh, because you were talking about this Kramabadha Paryaya. So I was kind of saying, well, it will be interesting to understand how those concepts of Nidhati and Nikachit interface with Kramabadha Paryaya, right?
No, they don't have to see, because why? All Krambadha is saying is you take everything into account and still everything is predestined, like a reel in the movie. So you're watching a movie, right? You don't know what the future is coming. So let's say we are watching a movie, right? Let's say we are watching a suspense movie. We are contemplating all these, or even in the movie, the characters are contemplating, right? This must be the guy who killed, this must be the guy who killed, or it's fruition of this guy is getting killed because it is fruition of his ayu karma and he got killed. Let's say we're just watching a movie and all this will still happen. Even though the movie was fixed, the director producer has already made it, done with it. But still all this will still naturally happen. So in that sense, there is no relationship, or with Krambadha is all it's saying is it's already fixed. But still the karma transformations, changes, all those will still happen.
So even the ability to modify karma is fixed.
So it's
fixed. But that is not to say you don't try, because your trying is also fixed.
That's also fixed, right?
In a sense, what
people make in understanding Krambadha.
In a say, what I understand from I listen to discourses. Whatever is happening is Krambadha.
So
question it or not question it, whatever you do, it's already Kramabadha.
The fact that you're going to question is Krambadha.
Yeah.
But Prabhuji, is Purusharth also fruition of karma?
of course, that is also Purushartha is also Krambad. So when it says that everything is fixed, every little aspect is fixed, that this is the thought that will come to your mind. This is what you will be able to speak. Let's say you got 10 thoughts, you can only speak 9. All that is also fixed.
Mhm.
So it's not like, oh, this is fixed, but this is not fixed. So let me
Yeah,
try.
in Western philosophical concepts, you would say that it's not falsifiable. Like if everything, like if I move my hand here, 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 everything is fixed,
Yes,
right?
exactly.
And even my deciding to do that, if I think I'm just saying it's all fixed, you cannot falsify
The fact
that,
that
right?
you think that
Yeah,
I can do it is also fixed.
right.
So, so Prabhuji, that explains why there are only 24 Tirthankars in one ara.
Yes, no, well, that is just, that's the way the nature of things. It's like there is cloud. Well, how do you explain why? Well, why there is, it is there. I mean, all the Karnanu yogas, that is, it is what it is. That's it. There's no if,
No,
why.
because the sequential modification due to the karmas, right, eventually will lead you
No,
to
no, it's
moksha,
not
right? For
due to
someone
the
else,
modification.
With only
It's
20.
not due. It's not due. It's nimitta, correct? It is. You cannot say due to the karma. That's not right, correct?
Yeah.
It is instrumental cause is there. I mean, there is a purushartha, like upadana is always happening. So that is there.
but
So
then Purushartha is also because of the karma, right?
no, purushartha is what is called purushartha. It is like a swabhava. For
Remember, I
that,
said karma gives what? What will karma give you?
The fruits, it's fruits.
Fruit, circumstances. That's all it can do. It
it
cannot make you react,
does not give anything.
Parasthiti, not manasthiti.
not your manasthiti. It will only give you parasthiti. Manasthiti you decide, which you can change.
But you can only change according to Kramabadha Parya.
No.
So-
You do it. It's called Kramabuddha Pare. It's not like because of Kramabuddha Pare. It's everything.
Yeah. It's no. I know what you're saying. Yeah, it's
The fact that whether you'll be able to change manasthiti or is not
right.
or not is decided. Yes, and that's
Oh.
Yeah.
Hmm.
So
And-
the question I actually had was something a little bit different. Just at the end
that
of
is
this,
why the person who believes in Kramabadha is not going to feel guilty. Oh, why didn't I think of this? Oh, why didn't this, that? No, because then in the background he knows everything is Kramabadha, has that assurance, that true belief. So
but
he
it seems like that could
I
take
am
away
going
from
to
your
do it. I
Purushartha.
have to do it, and then he won't be guilty either. That why
No.
didn't I think of this? Blah blah blah.
No,
Yeah.
I would say like it's not taking away your purushartha. You are relieved.
Oh,
Everything is happening, correct? I mean, don't do anything.
But it's
just
a little
happen.
bit it's a little bit dangerous. I can say I'm going to shut off my video and go and put it on the
No, you will
TV, and
not
that's
be. If it is
Kramabadha,
there
right?
in the Kramabadha,
you won't
it's
be
there
able
in the Kramabadha, it will happen.
because you still have rag. You can try. You won't be able to. Okay, you say I'm not going to take care of my kid. Try doing. Can
Yeah.
you?
Not eat. Okay.
No. Believe me, millions have tried and failed.
Mhm. So, Auntie, I
And-
just had one small question about the end of this one. So he says cosmic and transcomic. When he uses the word samay, right? So smallest unit of time, he's saying samay. So what I understand from this is almost in the sense that the Arihants and the Siddhas, I mean, those who are Kevalis, they are going beyond time because they're using this concept of samay, right? Which is
No
the smallest
concept of
unit.
time there. Think about it.
Yeah.
Okay. For us,
Because kal is one of the
Kal
dravyas.
is one of the tattvas.
Nimitta.
Tattvas, yeah.
Nimit. So they can see that according to our reference, it is past, present, and future. Not
Right.
according to Kevali's reference. Because
Right,
he's
but then it's all one thing because that
that.
kal does not actually exist, right? It's not a
No, Kal still the Dravya exists. That's
the
not
dravya exists, right? But it's not part of the absolute reality.
yes.
Okay.
But I think Prabhaji, in that, like you say, like one samaya means they know in one samaya. It's like if you take a mirror, something reflection, how fast it happens.
Yeah. It's
Like that, correct? I mean, it's
Yes.
fully evolved jnana. It is
in one
reflect.
samay, I think what they're trying to say is in the same samay,
Yeah.
same time, they're able to see everything.
Simultaneous, yeah.
Everything is reflected there. Everything is reflected.
So, and we will be able to see it pratyaksh when we become Kevali.
Well,
Okay.
as long as we're not a bhavya jeev, at some point that will happen.
If you were above here, you wouldn't be here, so don't worry. So, okay. So that is the whole point, is that when we learn, see, Tirthankar gave us all these details, but he also told you what to focus on. Prayojan Bhoot, remember? This abhavya thing is not Prayojan Bhoot, so you don't worry about it. So because the knowledge is there, a lot of knowledge is there, right? If you think about it, like even when we study whatever subjects we are studying, or engineering, or we study a lot in the college time, right? But then what becomes purposeful for us? Whatever we apply in the jobs. And like they say, from your degree, you apply a very small percentage of it in the job. And eventually you learn what you need to do at the job. Okay. So let's move on to the sixth chand, Nikal Paramatma ka Lakshan.
You want me to continue or somebody else?
Yeah, you can, that's fine. Then.
Okay. So stanza 6. Nature of the liberated soul, Nikal Paramatma, and the message of meditation for reaching to the transcendental self, Paramatma. Jnana Shariri Trividhi Karmamal Varjit Siddha Mahanta Mahanta Te He Nikal Atam
Amal.
Amal Paramatam Bhoge Sharma Ananta.
Very good.
Bahiratma Bahiratma He Jani Taji Antar Atam Hujai Paramatam Ku Dhyaya Nirantar Jo Nij Anand Pujai. So, Jnana Shariri, those are Siddhas, perfect knowledge is their bodies. Trividhi Karmamal, the filth of three kinds of karmas, Dravya Karma, Bhava Karma, and No Karma. Varjit is devoid of. Siddha Mahanta, Siddhas, the great soul. Tehe, those are. Nikal, without body. Amal, free from karmic filth. Paramatam, omniscient. Bhoge, enjoy. Sharm, spiritual bliss. Ananta, infinite. Bahiratmata, wrong belief. He, worthy of renouncing. Jani, after knowing. Taji, abandon. Antaratam, right believer. Hujai, become. Paramatam, Ku, of omniscient. Dhyay, meditate. Nirantar, always. Jo, if. Nij, one's own. Ananda, bliss. Pujai, attain. So the liberated souls are pure with omniscient knowledge and are without the gross body, sharir, material karma, dravya karma, quasi karma, no karma, and thought karma, bhava karma. They will enjoy uninterrupted bliss forever. The outer self, living being, must give up his wrong belief in order to progress to the inner self stage with right belief, and further progress by meditating in order to achieve the transcendental self and eternal spiritual bliss. And that's all it's translated. So maybe that's also cut off. I don't know.
It says Adarik Sharir. So first it explained that Siddha don't have body, the Pudgal body, right? So only the knowledge is their body in that sense. Adarik Adi Sharir Rahit Shuddh Gyanmay Dravya Bhav, no Karm Rahit. So they don't have any of those karmas also, right? निर्देश और पूज्य सिद्ध परमेष्ठी निकल परमात्मा कहलाते हैं. वे अक्षय अनंत काल तक अनंत सुख और अनुभव करते हैं. इन तीन में वैरात्मपना मिथ्यात्व सहित होने के कारण हेय छोड़ने योग्य है. इसलिए आत्महितैषियों को चाहिए कि उसे छोड़कर अंतरात्मा मतलब समय दृष्टि बनकर परमात्मपना प्राप्त करें, क्योंकि उससे सदैव संपूर्ण और अनंत आनंद मोक्ष की प्राप्ति होती है. So they're just trying to describe Nikal Paramatma, but in the process, they've told you why that should be our goal. Okay. Nidhi ji, are you able to read? Next, padhiye.
Yeah. Characteristics of non-living substances, matter, medium of motion, and medium of rest. चेतनता बिन सो अजीब है, पंच भेद जाके हैं, उद्गल पंचवरण रस गंध दू, परस वसु ताके हैं, जिय पुद्गल कु चलत सहाई, धर्म द्रव्य अनुरूपी, तिष्ठत होई सहाय अधर्म, जिन बिन मूर्ति निरूपी. चेतनता बिनु, without consciousness, so अजीब है, that is non-soul. पंच भेद, 5 kinds. जाके हैं, it has. पुद्गल, matter. पंचवर्ण, 5 colors, black, white, red, blue and yellow. Ras, 5 tastes. Sour, sweet, acidic, bitter and pungent. Gandh, 2 orders, horrible and nice. Paras vasu, 8 touch. Hot, cold, smooth, rough, soft, hard, light and heavy. Take हैं, those which possess. Jiya Pudgalku, for soul and matter. Dalit sahi, helpful in movement. Dharam dravya, medium of motion. Anurupi, imperceptible. Tishtat hoy sahai, helpful in stopping. Adharm, medium of rest. Bin murti, imperceptible. Nirupi, without form. Jin, omniscient Lord. The omniscient Lord has preached the following. The substances not having consciousness are known as the non-living. They are of 5 types: the matter, the medium of motion, the medium of rest, the space, and the time. Those with color, taste, smell, and touch attributes are known as the matter substances. Colors are of 5 types: black, white, red, blue, and yellow. The tastes are of 5 types: sour, sweet, acidic, bitter, and pungent. The smells are of 2 types: sweet and foul. The touches are of 8 types: cold, hot, smooth, rough, soft, hard, light, and heavy. The medium of motion is a formless substance and is the instrumental cause in the motion of the soul and the matter. The medium of rest is also a formless substance and is the instrumental cause in the stoppage of motion of the soul and the matter.
In this case, English में थोड़ा ज़्यादा है. ऐसा लग रहा है. But we have already studied the 7 tattvas, so it's quite explanatory. जो different basic 5 colors उसमें बताएं, I don't see that in Hindi. Well, anyway, they explained what is Pudgal, right? And so Pudgal has he gave the details, Roop, Ras, Gandha, Varna, so different colors for Roop. Ras mein, did he describe the different tastes? Details of that. And then, of course, good smell, bad smell. Did he also say the Sparsh ke different bhed? Okay.
In Hindi, it hasn't, but in English, they have given.
In Hindi, the basics are not given.
Hmm.
So, but in Hindi it says जो स्वयं गति करते हुए जीव और पुद्गल को चलने में, वो तो खैर धर्मास्तिकाय और अधर्मास्तिकाय. And then Kal, did they explain Kal? Yes.
No, Kal in English is not there.
Explain Kal,
No.
not Hindi.
And space is also not there.
Yes. No, it's there in Hindi. Okay, it says जिनेंद्र भगवान ने इन धर्म अधर्म द्रव्यों को तथा जो आगे कहे जाएंगे उन आकाश और काल द्रव्यों को अमूर्तिक मतलब इंद्रिय अगोचर कहा है. That much they have given.
Oh. No, next stanza is about that only. Nature of space and time.
Later in the next one. That's why they've not explained in this one. Okay, go ahead and read the next one also.
Nature of space and the time and the inflow of karma. सकल द्रव्य को वास जास में तो आकाश पिछानो नियत वर्तना निस्दिन सो व्यवहार काल परिवानो ज्यों अजीव सब अब आश्रव सुनिए मनवच काय त्रियोगा मिथ्या अविरत अरु कषाय परमाद सहित उपयोगा सकल द्रव्य को of all the substances वास जास में exist in that so that akash space pichano recognize niyat from absolute point of view vartana changeability nisadin day and night so that vyavhar kal time defined by conventional viewpoint parivanu understand yo in this way ajeev non-soul ab now ashrav inflow of karma suniye listen man vach kay triyoga the vibration of mind speech and body mithya wrong faith avirat bowlessness arukashay and passion pramad sahit with carelessness in religious activities upyoga consciousness or soul. The substance that gives accommodation to all the universal substances is known as the space substance. The time is the substance that keeps on transforming itself and also is the instrumental cause for the remaining 5 universal substances transformation. This is known as time from an absolute viewpoint. Day, night, hours, etc. are known as time from conventional point of view. This way, the author describes the non-living substances. Now he describes the nature of the inflow of karma. The inflow is one of the 7 elements. It consists of 5 types as follows. Wrong belief, mithyatva, vowlessness, avirati, carelessness, pramad, passion, kashai, the vibratory activity of space point of soul, yoga. These 5 dispositions of the soul are the reason for attracting karma to the soul. The difference between the subjective inflow, bhav ashrav, and subjective inflow, the subjective bondage, bhav bandh, is as follows. The modifications of the soul in the form of wrong belief and delusions are known as the subjective inflow. The intensity of these bad modifications is known as subjective bondage.
Okay, so now here they're talking about all the rest of the Akash Kal or Ashrav ke Lakshan. I'm not sure how they mixed Ashrav in here. Okay. So first they, of course, we all understand Akash and Kal, जो अपने आप बदलता है तथा अपने आप बदलते हुए अन्य द्रव्यों को भी परिणमाता है, वो हो गया काल, एंड बदलने में निमित्त होता है, उसे निश्चय काल कहते हैं. और जो व्यवहार काल भी ऑलरेडी नो, डे, वीक, मंथ, और दोस्त सर व्यवहार काल. इस प्रकार अजीव तत्व का वर्णन हुआ. अब आश्रव तत्व का वर्णन कहते हैं. Oh, because we are finishing the Jeev and Ajeev, that's why. Okay. उसके मिथ्यात्व, अविरत, प्रमाद, कषाय, योग, ऐसे 5 भेद हैं. आश्रव और बंध दोनों में भेद जीव के मिथ्यात्व, मोह, राग, द्वेष रूपी परिणाम व भाव आश्रव है, और उन मलिन भावों में स्निग्धता वह भाव बंध है. And then they will further explain those also. So far we have studied Samyak Darshan, Samyak Charitra, Samyak Gyan, and then now we are doing Nav Tattva basically. The right, because why are we doing this? Under what topic is this coming?
Moksha Marg.
No.
Because we are learning about.
We are understanding Samyak Darshan. And व्यवहार सम्यक दर्शन में 7 तत्वों का सही श्रद्धान. So we are again talking about Sat Tattva. So we understood the Jeev Tattva, Ajeev Tattva, and now he's going to talk about Ashrav Tattva. Because true understanding of tattvas is also Vyavhar Samay Darshan. Okay. So let's read. Yeah, you can go ahead, Nidhi. Ek aur padhiye.
Okay. Advice to get rid of inflow, ashrav, the characteristics of bondage, bandh, stoppage, samvar, and shedding, nirjara. ये ही आत्म को दुख कारण ताते इनको तजिए जीव प्रदेश बंधे विधि सौ बंधन कबहु न सजिए समदम ते जो कर्म न आवे तो संवर आदरिए तपबल ते विधि झरन निर्जरा ताहि सदा आचरिए ये ही these are आत्म को for soul दुख कारण cause of suffering ताते therefore इनको तजिए give them up जीव प्रदेश soul space point बंधई bond विधि सो with karmic particles so therefore bandhan bondage kabahu na sajiye must never do some subsidence of passion dam control of mind and sense organs te from which jo karm na aave those karmas are not bonded so therefore samvar stoppage of karmic inflow adariye practice with respect tapabal te with power of penance vidhi jharan disassociation of karmic particles nirjara shedding of karmic particles tahi sada acharya must always practice wrong belief vowlessness carelessness and passion and the vibratory activities of the space point of the soul are the reasons for unhappiness to the soul. That is why one should get rid of them. The alien substances are not the cause for unhappiness to the soul. Subjective bondage, bhav bandh, is the bondage from the absolute point of view and is the reason for material bondage, dravya bandh. That is why it needs to be discarded. Bondage of karma to the space point of the soul is known as the bondage element, bandh tattva. One should know the nature of this bondage and put all his efforts in getting rid of this bondage. Subjective bondage, bhav bandh, is the bondage from the absolute point of view and is the reason for material bondage, dravya bandh. That is why it needs to be discarded. Bondage of, I think it's repeat, ma'am. No.
Wait.
Bondage of karma to the space point of soul is known as bondage element, bandh tattva.
Yeah, the entire paragraph is repeated.
Repeat.
PDF?
Yeah, in the PDF.
In the PDF.
Okay, then skip that and go to the next.
Wrong belief and anger, etc., are known as passions. When one controls these passions, then it is known as sham, restraining the mind from passions and other evil tendencies. The discriminative science, Bhed Vigyan, is performed between the intrinsic nature, Svabhav, and the alien conditions, Parbhav. The alien conditions include material, karma, psychic dispositions, and their objects. This form of discriminative science is known as Dham, conquering the senses. The activities of Sham and Dham stop karma being attracted to the soul. This is known as Samvar, stoppage of inflow of karma. When one prevents the soul from delving into impure attitudes, Ashuddha Bhav, it is known as subjective stoppage of inflow, Bhav Samvar. And as a result, when material karma stops being attracted to the soul, it is known as material stoppage, Dravya Samvar. When one aims to obtain indivisible bliss from the pure soul, there is partial increase in purity and partial decrease in impurity. This is known as subjective shedding or Bhav Nirjara, and as a result, the shedding of material karma also occurs, which is known as material shedding, dravya nirjara. To shed off karma with the help of austerity is known as the element of stoppage of karma, nirjara tattva. With the knowledge of the real nature of the living and the non-living, one can stop the inflow and bondage of karma, thereby being involved in the process of stoppage and shedding of karma.
Mhm. Okay, so it's good. In English, actually, he has given little more details than in Hindi. So, तो फर्स्ट ही सेड्स कि ये मिथ्यात्वादी तो आत्मा को दुख का कारण है, किंतु पर पदार्थ दुख का कारण नहीं है. So first we have to understand that the reason for our misery is not anybody else, my own misunderstanding of things. Then, so when we have that correct understanding, we stop blaming others. Now, then he's explained the details of स्पर्शों के साथ पुद्गलों का बंध, रागादि के साथ जीव का बंध, और अन्योन्य अवगाह व पुद्गल जीव आदि का बंध कहा है. राग परिणाम मात्र ऐसा जो भाव बंध है, और द्रव्य बंध का हेतु होने से वही निश्चय बंध है जो छोड़ने योग्य है. And we have that bhav, that reaction that we do because of rag is the whole reason of bandh. Now, मिथ्यात्व और क्रोध आदि भाव उन सबको सामान्य रूप से कषाय कहा जाता है. So when you say kashai, krodh, man, maya, lobh, and mithyatva, they are all included. ऐसे कषाय के अभाव को क्षम कहते हैं. That means you are normally sham means dabana, but here they are saying abhav. और दम अर्थात जो ज्ञेय ज्ञायक संकर दोष डालकर इंद्रियों को जीत कर ज्ञान स्वभाव द्वारा अन्य द्रव्य से अधिक पृथक परिपूर्ण आत्मा को जानता है. So there are just some in them, they're explained these words, which are really not commonly used. But so that is dam. So sham means first the kashai with the charitra, samyak charitra, the kashais passions will go down, and then the experience of atma will happen, which is called dam. So और निश्चय में स्थित साधु वास्तव में जिन्हें जितेंद्रिय कहते हैं, right? Who has won all the indriyas. This. So that is the second point. Has he also made points like in the Hindi book, right? In the English PDF? Like in the Hindi, the number.
Yes, yes,
Yes,
yes,
there are.
yes.
So swabhav parbhav ke bhed gnan, right? So you have to understand that what is parbhav and what is my swabhav. Am I staying in parbhav or am I staying in my swabhav? द्वारा द्रव्येंद्रिय भावेंद्रिय तथा उनके विषयों से आत्मा का स्वरूप भिन्न है. So yeah, some of these we will study in lot more detail when we progress in other semesters. So then where it will explain, this is in almost like in the Samaysar Gathas actually, about this Dravyendriya, Bhavendriya, and which stage of soul you are in and all that, okay? So स्वभाव पर भाव के भेद विज्ञान द्वारा द्रव्येंद्रिय भावेंद्रिय तथा उनके विषयों से आत्मा का स्वरूप भिन्न है. So Atma is different from even this. Well, we already know the physical Dravyendriya, but even Bhavendriya se bhi, even Atma is totally away from even the Rag, Dvesh, none of that is me. Like when we will learn the other, which is, well, actually comes in 6th, 7th semester, that it will tell you that when you contemplate on Atma, then even the Bhavendriya, even the Rag, Dvesh, my Karta Buddhi, none of that is me. ऐसा जानना उसे इंद्रिय दमन कहते हैं। परंतु आहार आदि तथा 5 इंद्रियों के विषय बाह्य वस्तुओं के त्याग रूप जो मंद कषाय है, उससे वास्तव में इंद्रिय दमन नहीं होता, क्योंकि वो तो शुभ राग है, पुण्य है, इसलिए बंध का कारण है, ऐसा समझना। सो what they're saying is that when you are progressing, your soul is progressing, it automatically does not indulge in 5 indriyon ke vishay and all that. But that is not actually dharma, it is shubhrag. So it is a reason for punya. Okay? Now, and the third point they've made is Shuddhatma Shrit Samyak Darshan Gyan Charitra Shuddh Bhav hi samvar hai. Again, they're focusing on the fact that real true samvar is with the experience of the soul. And प्रथम निश्चय सम्यक दर्शन होने पर स्वद्रव्य और आलम्बन अनुसार संवर निर्जरा प्रारंभ होती है. First time when you experience the soul, that is when the true Samyak Darshan starts, right? And then Kramasha, so then after that, as much the rag is, that much the dukh is. जितना जितना राग का अभाव हो, उतना उतना सुख, उतना उतना संवर, right? उतना उतना you will be able to stop the influx of karmas. So निर्जरा रूप धर्म होता है स्वोन्मुक्ता के बल से शुभाशुभ इच्छा का निरोध, सो तप है. So when you are indulging in your soul, then automatically you don't have much desires left, and that is tap, the lack of desires. Now, Vyavhar mein we say that, oh, giving up food is tap, and giving up kashai is tap, and giving up this. But in reality, not even having that ichha desire is tap. Then samvar, पुण्य पाप रूप अशुद्ध भाव, आश्रव को आत्मा के शुद्ध भाव द्वारा रोकना, सो भाव संवर है. So when when you are in the Atma experience, you are already in samvar, because that time the karma influx is not there. और तदनुसार नवीन कर्मों का आना स्वयं स्वतः रुक जाए, so द्रव्य संवर है. Are you guys understanding the difference between bhav and dravya?
Yes.
What about Nidhi ji, and why aren't you guys answering?
Yes, ma'am.
Amit?
But
Okay. I have to make sure you guys are all up. I'm having such a hard time staying up. Today was a torture.
Yeah, 5:30 is very early.
It's too early. And then the thing is, I put an alarm for 5:10, so at least I'll be awake. But somehow, I don't know what happened. It didn't get saved. So it woke me up from the previous time, which is 5:40.
Yeah.
Oh my God. Okay. So निर्जरा अखंड आनंद निज शुद्ध आत्मा के लक्ष्य से अंशतः शुद्धि की वृद्धि. So actually we should appreciate Nidhi ji, that she does this every time. The rest of you guys have it easy. से लक्ष्य से अंशतः शुद्धि की वृद्धि और अशुद्धि का अंशतः हानि करना स्वभाव निर्जरा है. Right? So अखंड आनंद निज शुद्ध आत्मा के लक्ष्य से gradually, as you increase the purity of the soul, that is निर्जरा. और उस समय खिरने योग्य कर्म जो ऑटोमेटिकली खिर जाते हैं, that is द्रव्य निर्जरा. Right? So that is the clarification of निर्जरा. And जीव अजीव को उनके स्वरूप सहित जानकर स्व तथा पर को यथावत मानना, आश्रव को जानकर उसे हेय रूप बंध को जानकर और अहित रूप संवर को पहचान कर उसे उपादेय रूप तथा निर्जरा को पहचान कर उसे हित का कारण मानना. So first to understand the tattvas, then you believe in the correct way of ashra of samvar, how to accomplish it, what is good for your soul, and that is the moksha marg. Right? Now, I don't know if they've done this in the English. In Hindi, below that, they have given this explanation of ashra of bandh, all that in that boat example.
Hmm.
Do you guys have that in English?
No, not in English.
You want me to read from this Hindi?
Yeah,
Ashravat Drashtant. Most of you probably know it or have read it before, but I'll still read it. So how they're explaining आश्रवित इस प्रकार किसी नौका में छिद्र हो जाने से उसमें पानी आने लगता है, उसी प्रकार मिथ्यात्व आदि आश्रव के द्वारा आत्मा में कर्म आने लगते हैं. So when you have mithyatva, the influx of karma is continuous. Just like if there was a hole in the boat, the water will keep seeping in. बंद, जिस प्रकार छिद्र द्वारा पानी नौका में भर जाता है, उसी प्रकार कर्म परमाणु आत्मा के प्रदोषों में पहुंचते हैं, एक क्षेत्र में रहते हैं. So as the water keeps filling in the boat, same way the karmas first get attracted towards and then they are part of your soul. संवर, जिस प्रकार छिद्र बंद करने से नौका में पानी आना रुक जाता है, उसी प्रकार शुद्ध भाव रूप गुप्ति आदि के द्वारा आत्मा के में कर्मों का आना रुक जाता है. When you are in your शुद्ध भाव in the meditation. निर्जरा, जिस प्रकार नौका में आए हुए पानी में से थोड़ा किसी बर्तन में भरकर बाहर फेंक दिया जाता है, उसी प्रकार निर्जरा द्वारा थोड़े से कर्म आत्मा से अलग हो जाते हैं. So निर्जरा means with penance and more meditation you are throwing all that karma particles out, or in the boat example the water out. And then मोक्ष, जिस प्रकार नौका में आया हुआ सारा पानी निकाल देने से नौका एकदम पानी रहित हो जाती है, उसी प्रकार आत्मा में से समस्त कर्म पृथक हो जाने से आत्मा की परिपूर्ण शुद्ध दशा प्रकट होती है, अर्थात आत्मा मुक्त हो जाता है. So karmaless atma is so light that it goes up to the Siddha Shila, just like a helium balloon. Right? So okay, so we'll end it here today. So, okay. सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्म स्वरूप. सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्म स्वरूप. सहजानंदी शुद्ध स्वरूपी अविनाशी हूँ आत्म स्वरूप. निज निधि निज में बताई यह अनंत उपकार है, इसके लिए जिन वाणी माँ को वंदना शत बार है, वंदना शत बार. जय जिनेन्द्र एवरीबॉडी.